What is up, guys? Welcome back to Get It and Don. I'm your host, John Getta, and I don't know why I have like little red spots on me. I don't know if you can see them, but I just washed my face, so that's why this is here. But let's get on to the topic for today. Why do so many people, especially that are televised celebrities kind of state, play a character? Why? A lot of us think it's because they're being fake, but I have talked to certain people, I have gone and I have given my own observation. Make sure you always get your own observation. Don't just listen to what other people tell you. Get your own opinions, build your own opinions. And I've been told by numerous people it is because it's not that you want to, it's that you have to. That I had talked to one of my professors, and he used to travel around the world and perform in a band. And they would perform at Final Four. They had their own concerts, like thousands and thousands of people would see them. And he would say that he was a really cool person, like in general, but when he was on that stage, he was kind of a dirtbag, a douchebag. But he was like this big ego coming up. But he said it's because the concept of playing a character is that you have something to break away from. It's like when you're at work. You know, you go to work and when you're done, you can leave and you go home. But when you're playing a character like that, it's like a 24/7 thing. You know, when you're a celebrity 24/7. So it's like you need to have something to break away from. You need like a moment to where it's like, all right, I'm not that person anymore. So a lot of them create two different people, the on screen person and the real life actual human being, so that they have something to break away from, or else they just get worn out. And that's where you start leading to a lot of bad things. You start doing the alcohol, you start doing the drugs because it's so much stress. So for a lot of them, it's easier to create two different people. And I mean, that's how it is. You get elevated. When a camera's in front of your face, you've seen this, I've seen this, we've all seen this. You've seen how people act. That person that could be just kind of chill, when someone puts a camera on them, they just start getting wild. Because a lot of people, they change and they elevate with a camera on them, or when they feel like the lights on them, when they're the main person, where all the tension's on them, they can do something that makes no sense at all. And has nothing to do with their character, but they're trying to elevate themselves. And sometimes it can really lead to a situation where you can tell it's just fully fake. Because there's a character where you're like really elevated, but there's just a full on like, or it makes no sense. And that's a route that some people could take it. And I feel like when you're playing a character, it's very easy to be seen as a douchebag, quote unquote asshole. Especially like you see a lot of people are labeled that in the TV industry. You know, you see how they act on TV. You see how on TV you always got to be nice. You got to be like this very energetic, very happy person all the time. And when you get off, you're that human being, just like everyone else. And you have those hard moments. You had those bad days, and people can catch you on those bad days. And you say one bad thing, or you don't address, or like you don't come up to them and act like that person that they always see on TV. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he's a disappointment. Oh, he's not a nice guy," and it adds up. It's hard to come back from reputation that people label on you like that. You know, we've seen it time and time again, and many people coming out as being assholes. And I feel like it's definitely something like that where it's like a lot of things they do aren't even that bad. You know, it's just, oh, he didn't want to take a picture of me today. Well, if we compare it to things that a lot of us that aren't celebrities do, like, come on now, especially the younger people. I feel like Justin Bieber. I feel like he had a horrible childhood. That must be just ridiculous. I watched that little documentary about Justin Bieber as like his childhood growing up and just like having to be around everything he was around, all those parties, everything, and he was a kid. He's a little kid, and know that he had to grow up into that. How that industry must have just mentally tormented him, having to be this fake person all his life and not being able to just have a childhood. And that's where the question comes in. A lot of people say, would you rather be really, really famous or and so successful at, let's say, 17 years old or like 20 years old? Or would you rather be very famous and successful at 40 or 50? And I've seen people have been saying 50 because of the fact that you have more of a base. And they said this before that in an interview, I forgot who said this. They made a quote and they said, if you don't have a well base before you're successful, you're not going to have one after. And that you're just going to carry on and start doing a lot of crazy things. Because I mean, imagine you right now, you sitting down watching this. I want you to imagine this. You're given all the money you could ever ask for and more. Millions of dollars. You wake up tomorrow, you have millions of dollars, all this fame. Everyone's looking at everything you do. How long would it take for you to mess up? How long would it take for you to do something bad? For you to spend it on something bad and for people to see that and people to judge you? How long would it take for you to have that article about someone calling you an asshole? Or how long would it take for you to have the article of someone saying, "Oh, he's a horrible person. He did something bad." Think about that. Think about that and be like, should I have really called out that celebrity like that? Am I really judging that person right? Because what have you done? What have you done in that situation? I mispronounced it like 3 times. What would you have done if you were in their shoes with that kind of money or that kind of success? Every little thing you do in your life is tracked. And that's why a lot of people say 50, 40. They'd rather be that big in the light than in their 20s or in their teens, man. In your teens. Imagine that everything you did in high school, everything you did in college, and it being traced or someone's there recording it and putting it out to the publicity. Some kind of cameras are on you all the time. Everything you're doing, you wouldn't have no privacy. All that stuff y'all did. I know y'all did a lot of stuff. I know y'all did a lot of stuff when you're in high school and college. Trust me, all that would have been on camera. Everyone would have seen that. That's life of the star. Simple as that. Yeah, they get all the money. Yeah, they get all that success. They get all the opportunities in the world. But your margin for messing up is very, very small. That's it for today. That's all I want to talk about. Please stop looking at all my red marks. Please, you're scaring me. I'm not gonna show my face anymore. But thank you guys for listening. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Oh, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Once again, this has been John Guetta and Don.